Hi! Hi. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of the Jody Show. Right, guys. Yeah, and actually, this is the show where I get to be introverted and kind of small and like that. And also really eccentric and large and extroverted. Yes, and you can see in the top left corner the drafts board because drafts. Anyway, yeah, in this show I'm going to be exploring... Oh, but wait, Jody, wait, who are you? What? Wait a minute. Who are you? Oh, God, yes, I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jody Dean. I am a purpose activator, soul awakening coach, mentor, mindset person, and I love to help people step into their flow, activate their purpose, embody their gifts, and get all multidimensional, because that's where it's at. Let's face it, people. Everything is energy, and it is dimensional. So, yeah, anyway, great that you're here. Welcome. Give yourself a clap and a round and a pat on the back, and just be you, because this is the place to be you and to be nothing else but you, because what else is there to do in this life? I mean, if you're not going to be yourself, who are you going to be? Anyway, in the show, I'm going to cover 5D leadership tips for the win. What the fuck is Ormus? Radical honesty. Galactic Ascension. Daffodils. Ancient Egypt. And the pyramid chamber found at Giza. Ooh. Wi-Fi is everywhere? Everywhere. It's everywhere. Why Hygge is really healthy. Probably wondering what Hygge is. Sacred calling. What's yours? Have you been MK Ultra'd? Creativity unblocking. Blocking. The 6-figure fake luxury laptop lifestyle illusions and facts. Daily wows. Widening your channel. Transhumanism is creepy. Why I'm learning Arabic. Light language. Fun facts. Perks and pitfalls of being a gridwork guy. And finally, why loving death is the answer to flow state living. Plus some jokes. All right, well, let's get going, folks. And of course, you can put your feedback, your comment, your hashtag live if you're live, hashtag replay if you're on the replay. Ah, yes. And a nice little hot drink here. Hot little coffee here. And yes, any questions you have about your spiritual awakening process, about any of the questions here, or anything else that you want to ask about, just go ahead and ask. I am here happy wearing my Shetland jumper and my Mexican shawl, I think it's called, isn't it? Yeah. Yummy, yummy, yummy. This coffee is so tasty. Oh my God. Excuse me. Squeeze me. I'm having trouble like looking. Where am I looking? I'm like looking at my picture and then I'm thinking, oh, that's not them. Wait, I'm there. There you are. There you are. I see you. I am another you. You are another me. Oh, it's kind of trippy. Slurps of the coffee. Yeah, so, guys, I'm not going to keep you too long because I know you're so busy. I know you're so busy right now. I know you've got like a million things to get on with and like a million apps open and you're kind of like really busy and multitasking and also trying to like just be free and happy and and just enjoy yourself with your friends or whatever else because it's the weekend, or do something else, or whatever it is, because your mind's so busy, because there's so much noise going on up here, because you're in your ego. Oh, wait, what? In your ego? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. That's not for me to judge. This is a confidential space of non-judgmental flow of love. 5D leadership tips for the win. Wait, where am I looking? For the win. So, you know what? I recently gave a seminar talk thing on leadership truths, and actually it went so well. I was so pleased with it went. And I shared some tips. And what I'm going to share today is simply 3 things from that list that come to me right now. So happily engaging with the collective higher selves of those who are watching and listening now or in the future. Taking total personal responsibility is a wonderful leadership tick for 5D living. Taking total responsibility for your life, for your decisions, for your choices, and for your actions, and for your words, even for your thoughts. It's a big one. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. Oh my God, it's such a biggie. It's kind of everything, it's kind of everything. So that's just one of those tips. Another one coming through. Wait, it's coming through. Compassion. Be compassion. Just be compassion. Just be kind. Just open your heart and be kind. And at the same time of being compassion and opening and being love and being kind, also have boundaries. Number 3, wait for it. It's swinging and spiraling towards us. Whoa, it's a biggie. It's bigger than the last biggie. Ding. Do the inner work. Do the shadow work. It's the hardest work, but it's the most valuable work you will ever do. If you want to be a game-changing, impactful human leader, entrepreneur, person that has an impact, that's having a ripple, that's like affecting people positively in the world, then do the inner work, do the shadow work. You thank me later. You can thank me later. You can thank me later. Right. It's going to kind of getting abstract. Right. Okay, let's do this. Now, where was it? Oh, my notes. What the fuck is Ormus? This one specially goes out to Julia in Guatemala. So a little recap what Ormus is. Ormus means orbitally rearranged molecules. And it refers to M-state molecules. Monatomic, when the atoms in the molecule are no longer molecular, they are apart, they're separate, and so they're not bonded to any other atom. So they're just on their own, just all on their own, doing their thing on their own, not bonded. What does it do? It creates exotic phenomena. So the most famous of these Ormus elements is gold. So Ormus gold is a white powder. No, it's not the color gold, and it's not looking like a metal. It is literally a white powder. So the gold atom itself, when it's not bonded to another gold atom, making it gold, the metal that we know and love, it is a white powder. Crazy, huh? Absolutely crazy. Do you know what, though? When scientists put one Ormus gold, I think it was gold, maybe it wasn't. It was another noble metal element thing. I think it was iridium. One non-atomic iridium element atom at one end of a DNA strand and one at the other. Do you know what happened? They found that it fired 10,000 times faster. Just let that sink in. It is being used, these monatomics are being used for energy, for anti-gravity stuff. It is, oh yeah, and when they heated up the Ormus element in a chamber and got to a certain temperature, there would be a flash of light and the stuff would disappear. Pretty wacky stuff. So anyway, what they found is that the pharaohs in ancient Egypt used to eat bread of this stuff. So if you eat bread of this stuff and then you go and sit in a pyramid, I think you're going to be traveling. I think so. I think so. So yeah, that's Ormus. You can buy it online. Be sure to do your research though about what's a good Ormus supply, and also it's not necessarily for the internal taking. It's another thing to think about. Not necessarily, but possibly. Right, radical honesty. Why am I talking about radical honesty? Because it's so goddamn important. It's so important. You've got to be honest with yourself and with others. All right? It is the thing that will liberate you the most, the fastest ever. It's the fast track. Honesty is the fast track to everything that you ever wanted, which is really nothing. Your soul is craving nothingness. It's full of all these things, identifying it, attaching itself with the 3D, with the five senses, making you feel a sense of separateness and conditionality. When really you crave the infinite. Got to do that radical honesty stuff, guys. And be real, right? Just being real. Try a day. Try a day of being radically honest. See what happens. Just a day. See what happens. Just be radically fucking honest with an open heart and love, by the way. Because somebody once said that honesty without kindness is cruelty. So, something to think about. All right, next on the list, Galactic Ascension. What is it? So, yeah. The reason this is down on the list is because we all need to wake up to the multidimensional galactic universe. And we all need to start kind of realizing that we're not the only show in town, guys. We on this little rock flying through the cosmos, if you see things in such a way. I mean, you might be a flat earth person and then you'll see it a different way. But we're on this little rock. And to think that there's nothing else, there's no other, otherness, other intelligence out there in the universe, it's rather silly. So, understand, potentially, that we're not alone, that there is consciousness permeating throughout the universe and throughout the galaxy. And that our galaxy right now is going through a shift, a consciousness shift. And that consciousness shift is going to get more crazy than it ever has done before. And that's what you signed up for. Seriously, it's what we signed up for. What can we do about it? Meditate, pray, be loving, embrace the day, be joyful, own your stuff and get on with it, because the frequencies are amplifying, and there is no denying that this little world's getting more crazy. It's going to get a lot more crazy as we go through this ascension process. And hey, I got you back. All right, daffodils. Well, now we're at the time of the beginning of spring, and there's a lot of beautiful daffodils just popping up around where I am, here in the island of Jersey. And, I did a story the other day on the Facebooks where I videoed a daffodil. And I was like, oh my God, so beautiful, such a beautiful flower. Like, I was receiving so much from this one daffodil and appreciating that there's an infinity almost of daffodils right now, suddenly, from being none like 3 months ago. And the beautiful geometry of the form of the daffodil, and that it was now, was it 5 or was it 6? I think it was 5 petals. And then the energy of what that is, like what is the sacred geometry of the 5? And that's a particular principle in the universe, right? In the universal laws of underlying principles of creation. And it's also yellow, right? So it teaches us just by being about its nature, and it also offers that as its gift as well. The scent, the colors, the texture, what it looks like, the form, everything is like it's offering itself as its gift. And it's just pure pleasure, isn't it? Now, who was it that said, that's it? Flowers are the earth laughing. So beautiful. Such a beautiful quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. So, got to have a mention of daffodils right now because it's that spring. So, ancient Egypt and the pyramid chamber found at Giza. So, so I don't know if you've been looking at the news, guys, but they've just found, they've announced they found a new chamber in, I believe it's the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Cheops Pyramid. And so there's obviously a lot of conjecture about what this is, what it means, etc. They've said that, it's a supporting thing. It's to do with support. Well, it's a bit wonky if you ask me. Why would you have a chamber that's about support? An empty space. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, Zahi Hawass came out and said, I think I know what it is, or we're going to find some stuff, something, and kind of contradicted what the other official announcement was, which is very interesting. He's the head of antiquities in Egypt, has been for a very long time. And yes, so this is also interesting because, prophets like Edgar Cayce and others have predicted that things will be found at the pyramids, beneath the Sphinx, etc. And it's all going to go down very soon. And so it is going down, guys. It's going down right now. And there's probably a lot more being found and a lot more being hidden from us. I've been following certain feeds and certain people for the past probably 15 years around the pyramids, and the Giza Plateau and everything going on there. And it's absolutely remarkable what doesn't get reported in the news that's happened and that's gone down. And I think that's really interesting that, there's so much more to all of this than, we're going to be seeing in the media and everything. But eventually we will have larger disclosures, because that is the way of things, of this expansion of consciousness and this all lies being revealed, which is this ascension time. We're in a time now where all lies will be revealed. And that is happening in a slow process, but it is speeding up. And sometimes it will get there'll be a big drop of info, and sometimes it'll be a trickle, right? And so I'm very excited about this because the pyramids have a lot to do with humanity, humanity, civilization, our past, the past of humanity, what came before our Western civilizations, the Atlantean civilization, Lemuria before it, ancient mystery traditions, the paths of the oracles, of the mystics, initiations, interdimensional travel, extraterrestrial involvement with humanity, etc., giants. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. So stay tuned for more. What else we got here? Wi-Fi is everywhere. Phi, PHI, the phi. It's not the pi, it's the phi. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, if you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about this ratio that the Greeks worked with. It's also called the golden mean section. The golden mean section. The golden mean section, and it relates with the Fibonacci series. Okay, so it is this magic, sacred proportion, really, which is found throughout nature. It's something like 1.614, something like that. But it's a longer number than that. And it's actually everywhere. And it's actually all over the pyramids as well. The pyramids, the main pyramid at least, has phi all over it, but also pi as well. That little crazy little one, that little proportion that you did in maths at school, it's got that one in it too, pi. But phi is really the big hitter, the big guns when it comes to sacred geometry, because it is this ratio is everywhere. And it's actually one of the secrets of the universal laws of creation, and teaches us many, many, many things. Many, 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 many things. All right. Why Hygge is really healthy. Okay, so Hygge, what's Hygge, Jody? It's H-Y-G-G-E. I'm H-Y-G-G-E. I'm H-Y-G-G-E. I know I am. I'm sure I am. I'm H-Y-G-G-E. Hygge, it's a Scandinavian concept around conviviality, togetherness, coziness, and being around the fire, being around the hearth, but it's much more than that. You know, it's beyond seasons. It's about this sense of togetherness, you know, and cultivating that, right? And I'm feeling quite Hygge right now because I'm in a community here with you guys talking like this, with a fire and with a woolly jumper on. In a drizzly, cold, foggy day. So yeah, Hygge. Now, why Hygge healthy? Well, so this sense of togetherness. So there was a study that went around the US in about late 1960s, I believe, and it was on heart disease, and they collated all the statistics of heart disease in the US. And they pinpointed a place where there was the lowest incidence of heart disease in the whole of the United States of the Americas. And it was this one little town, I think in the Appalachians, and the name escapes me now, but they went and investigated. And what they found was that it was actually an emigre village of first generation, second generation, I think third generation Italian, maybe Sicilian peoples, and that it was this just actually, it wasn't their diet. I mean, they had a Mediterranean, but they also had like the fatty and the big sausages and things like that. So what they actually realized was that it was this sense of conviviality and togetherness and community that this community had, which was on fire. It was like, 11 out of 10. So when anybody had a lack, that lack was filled by the community. When anybody needed anything, everyone would rally around in the community. The community would come together, would hold other people, would support other people in any capacity. And there's extremely high happiness ratings. And this was basically the overwhelming contributing factor that they found was the reason why these people had the lowest incidence of heart disease in the United States of America. out of a big fucking population. And what does that tell you? What does it tell you? Well, isn't it kind of obvious? Kind of obvious. Be love is what it tells you. And Hygge, and focusing on Hygge and this sense of togetherness and coziness is one way of doing that. So, yes, it will affect your health, basically, to an amazing extent. So don't sweat the small stuff too much with regard to diet and lifestyle. Do, however, sweat. Do sweat a lot. The best things in life are resulting of sweating. So, yeah. All right. Sacred calling. What's yours? Oh my God, what's your sacred calling? What is it? Who are you? Why are you here on this planet at this time? What's your soul mission? What's your purpose? Why are you actually here? You've been telling yourself a lie this whole time. Multiple lies. I did. I know. I did. I had to let go of all kinds of silly ideas about who I am and why I'm here to really actually just shake out the shit and wake up to the truth about why I'm here. I'm here to be my fucking self. And what is that like for other people? Well, people experience that in a certain way, right? You're experiencing one aspect of that right now on this. And, it's faux. But it's not about me, right? It's not about me. It's about what is yours? What is your sacred calling? Why are you here? And what lies are you telling yourself, which are keeping you from that epic impact, that epic contribution, that epic fulfillment that you deserve, that you're worthy of. But maybe you don't think you're worthy. Maybe you don't think that. And that's the problem, right? So it's about thinking. Maybe you don't feel you're worthy. So there's also there's a relationship there between thoughts and feelings. And so it's about zeroing in on that and actually getting really uber clear about all of that stuff, right? Super important. Oh my God. It's really important. Like, do I need to say that again? It's really important for your fulfillment, for your happiness, more than anything else, really. And also just for your sense of contribution and aliveness. So, yeah. I bet, like the moment I fully leaned into my purpose, my sacred calling, all that negative self-talk really took a step back and just relaxed and started to dissolve. Because I was showing up as who I really am, started to show up as who I really am and just be myself without shame and unworthiness and allow myself to be who I am, right? And it's absolute game changer. It's like night and day. It's just total night and day. It's total night and day. So, yeah. And by the way, activate your sacred purpose workshops happening this week. Get in touch, get involved, come and join the party, and hashtag purpose in the comments or DM me directly, right? Have you been MK Ultra? Dun, 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 dun. What is MK Ultra? I found myself describing this last week, having a coffee with someone at the beach here. No, I wasn't on the beach, was not sunbathing. It was too cold for that. Did I cold plunge in the cold water? No, I didn't, because that would be too intense, especially whilst having a conversation. A little confession here. Even though I'm living right by the water, I'm not taking advantage of the cold plunge opportunities. I'm so sorry. I have failed myself in that capacity, and that's really okay, because it's better if you can do it in a way that's actually easeful and flowing rather than just jumping in the water this time of year without having any conditioning. What you got to do is condition yourself, right? And so what people do is they go in the summer and then they keep going in every day, and then it becomes winter and they're like, oh yeah, that's the way. I like it. Right. Where are we? On the Jody show. We are, MK Ultra. So MK, let's just go a bit dark, right? MK, Mind K Control, right? This is, I think, related to German. Germans out there, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, MK Ultra was a program that was set up by the CIA in, I think, the 50s or 60s. And it was about how can we control the minds of people and populations. And they did all kinds of really shitty, nasty things, experiments and that kind of thing. Too much to go into here. It's really dark. And they never ended it. It never ended, but they just expanded it. Yeah. Like everything that happened in the last 3 years. Like, yeah. Oh, is that a mind control? Was that a mind control? Something to think about. Something to think about. Right, creativity, unblocking. That's the next. So, oh my God, creativity, self-expression, authentic expression of yourself. Okay, I am trained as an actor. I am trained as an artist, and a writer as well. And this is something that's a constant field of inquiry for me: is how to unblock my creativity, because I've suffered so much from being blocked creatively. And how are you suffering from being blocked creatively is one question. Something to think about. I had the impetus and the wonderful opportunity to experiment with giving a workshop around this right at the beginning of the year with my family. Went super well, and then somebody said, why don't you do it with my group? And so then we got a group together, and we did that. We did a 3-hour creativity unblocking workshop. Anyway, I am going to do a weekend creativity unblocking workshop in person. So if you want to know about that, come let me know, because everyone fucking loved it and fucking got so much out of it. And, you know, it's so potent and powerful. It really, it's magic. It's absolute magic. And we do a fusion of different art forms to really help move through blockages and resistance. Yes, I'm looking at doing an online version, but I've just been too fucking busy to organize that. So I am sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry. But let me know if you're hungry for some online creativity unblocking. And hopefully we can get that together. But yeah, there will be a 2-day in-person workshop. It's going to be in physical here in Jersey. So that's coming. And yes, next. What is next? The 6-figure fake luxury laptop lifestyle, illusions and facts. Dun, dun, dun. Right, I've got news for you. Is it possible to have a laptop lifestyle? Yes. Is it possible to be a millionaire doing a laptop lifestyle? Yes. Have I done it? No. Have I done the laptop lifestyle? Yes, I have. In various forms. I started doing it with digital marketing and being a consultant and doing it like that. Did it work for me? Yes and no. Oh, okay. Why yes and no? Yes, because you can fucking do it. No, if it's not your calling, it's not really going to work in the long term, because it's going to be like your energy is not going to be excited to be doing that thing, unless you're one of the very rare amount of people in the world who is only motivated by digits, money. So, but yeah, it is eminently possible, but it's highly improbable, because you're just going to get burned out. You're going to get disillusioned. You're going to feel unfulfilled, because you're not actually living your purpose. Yes. So if you have a goal where like, I want to be traveling for 5 years and I'll do this job or I'll do this online business, And yeah, you can eminently do that, right? And it depends on your mindset and your aptitude and your personality. You know, if you love doing an online shop and selling products and that's your thing, then great, you know, totally. But many of us aren't actually like that. We're not actually like that. We're healers. We're guides. We're consultants. Cosmic consultants. You know, we're performers. We play. We like to play. We like to consciousness shift. And that shit just doesn't do it for us. So, the fact is that you can do it as a consciousness guide, as a coach, as a healer, as a cosmic consultant, by sharing your medicine, by sharing your truth, and making a business around that. Now, what fucking amazing thing have we got here? We've got a time in the world where we can do this because we have the technology. So we can literally do this. I'm just on my phone right now. I got the laptop right here and I got my phone and that's it. And a light and I'm good to go. I'm good to roll. So eminently possible. But it's easy to fall into the illusion if you aren't strong and clear in your path and your purpose of trying to follow a get-rich-quick scheme and make money online scheme, which is not aligned with your true nature. And so over time, whether it's a day, a month, a year, 5 years, a decade, at some point, you're going to be like, this isn't for me. But before that's happened, you'd be like, something I'm just not feeling motivated to do this, and I don't know why it is. It took me a few years to figure that out fully for myself. But yeah, here we are. This is what I'm sharing with you. This insight is the fruit of my labors of trying to do that thing and it not quite working. So yeah, that's it really. But you know, you can lie to yourself. Yeah, you can lie to yourself and make big bucks doing something, you know, that's not fully in line with who you are. You can do that. Or you can just go, fuck it. I'm just going to stop resisting and do the fucking thing that I'm most fucking set on fire to do, that most lights me up. When maybe that's not clear to you right now. And maybe that's good to get some coaching or some advice or something like that. Or go on a retreat or something. By the way, all those things you can do with me. Or make, you know, whatever. Like, you've got to find what is in resonance for you and to figure that stuff out, right? And maybe let go of the job that's bringing your energy down, right? And so, you know, it's between you and your heart, really, ultimately. So wanted to share that. We got still daily wows. It's so important to have daily wows. Oh my God. You've got to have your daily wows. This is kind of a daily wow for me because I'm just loving being myself and sharing, you know, and having shits and giggles but being actually really honest with myself and you guys and being really deep as well. And that's it for me. So this is a daily wow. But it might be, you know, going and hugging a tree. It might be, you know, spending time with animals. It might be spending time with your partner or your lover. It might be, you know, smelling the flowers, going somewhere beautiful, you know, going looking some art, making some art, reading an amazing book, something that makes you go, wow. It's got to be that where you're literally like, wow. I'm thinking, like, for example, now I can tune in with that and I'm like dancing, like, you know, like doing like an ecstatic dance or a 5 rhythms or a movement medicine journey or soul motion or something like that. I'm like, wow. By the end of it, I'm just like, wow, you know, or hugging people, wow, or, you know, love making, making art, making theater. That's, you know, what gets me, playing, just playing. You gotta have your wows. You gotta have your wows. You have daily wows. You gotta do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Do it. You. All right. Widening your channel. Good. Widen your channel can be one of two things. It can be literally widening your connectioning with source, with the divine consciousness, with your higher self, and focusing on that with your meditation and, you know, opening your kundalini, etc. And it can also be more in terms of abundance, right? So widening the channel of your abundance, like how much flow you can allow in, releasing any resistance around that, releasing resistance around receiving, for example. And so that comes under this as well. So my advice, widen your channel, open to your flow, let go of resistance, get curious about what's holding you back, what your limiting beliefs are, get really curious. Is it true or not? True or false? True or false? True or false? Right? It's just like the simplest thing. But we all make it so complicated because we don't really know. Because we've been conditioned and programmed and mind controlled. And so it's about getting back to the truth, right? And being true to self. So there we go. What was that? Widening your channel. Right. Transhumanism is creepy. Right. So what's this about? Okay. You may or may not know about the transhumanism agenda, where they want to merge the sexes and they want to merge you with AI. I'm so scared of it. Yeah, well, look it up online because I'm not going to tell you about it. No, just kidding. Well, the thing is that the reason I wanted to say about this is because the recent awards, the Brit Awards, I think it was, we had Sam Smith being very peculiar. Kind of, I mean, is it just sensationalism or is there something more to it? And funnily enough, I had a little job probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a kind of secret thing, and ended up there was suddenly, I'm in this room, I'm in this, you know, event at the Tate. It was at the Tate Modern, and it was Sam Smith. He was there in person, and it was a little Q&A interview with him for a launch on Apple iTunes. I think it was Apple iTunes, something to do with Apple Music. Album launch. Yeah, it was his album launch on Apple Music, and there's only, you know, probably 50 people in the room, and him and a one-on-one kind of discussion interview with him. And I felt really privileged to be there. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I really didn't have any idea who he was or anything. And checked out his music and everything. It's like, wow, oh my God, fucking amazing voice and everything else. Then, consequently, you know, like, again, coincidentally, I met someone in a bar. I don't know where it was, somewhere in London. It was an event, that's it, at this, something to do with the acting profession event. And it was, I was starting chatting to this guy, and he was a producer. And he was actually the one who made, basically, Sam Smith famous. And worked with him for 3 years, basically every day, apparently, helping him work his voice and his songs and everything. And it was, it was really cool to kind of, you know, meet that guy and everything, and have that. And then I'm just like, I had this epiphany today, because I'm like, oh, maybe it's all connected. And because obviously suddenly Sam Smith, certainly in the UK, it became this kind of, with the Brit Awards and everything, this sort of sensational kind of thing. And yeah, like, people are used for the agenda, put it that way. People are used for the agenda. They are, you know, some of them make a deal consciously. Some of them, it's maybe more of an unconscious thing. But then there's also this grooming and aspect to it where they are targeted, and they may be part of some kind of program originally. So that's another thing. Anyway, it's kind of dark. I don't want to get into it. But Yeah, it feeds back into the other thing, the MK Ultra. Anyway, yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy. I'm scared. But part of the ascension process is that all of this comes out. So that's what's happening. Dark to light, it's this, all lies will be revealed in one way or another, right? So everything's getting amped up. Why I'm learning Arabic? I'm learning Arabic because I'm going to Arabic places. That is why. Alhamdulillah. Funnily enough, I did learn some Arabic in childhood. Not because I lived anywhere Arabic way, but because my mum had a boyfriend who lived in Saudi for 10 years. And he would come out with these sayings in Arabic. It's kind of weird. And so, yeah, but I'm learning, and I'm really enjoying it, really enjoying learning a bit of another language and getting into that culture as well. I'm going to Egypt. I may also go Morocco as well. They're the two, but particularly Egypt. So I'm going to Egypt. That's my next move. And that also links in with, obviously, the pyramids and the Sphinx and the multidimensional gateways and the ascension gateways. And so why wouldn't you? I mean, hello? If you can, do it. Light language. Fun facts about light language. It is the most potent language I know. It is activating, upgrading, helps you transform, process. It is the technology. It is amazing technology, like gangbusters kind of technology. So it's multidimensional. It's very, very healing. And get involved. Get involved with the light language, guys. It's super, super potent. Yeah. Super, super potent. What can I say? I do it. You can do it too. Right. Perks and pitfalls of being a gridwork guy. And finally, okay. So perks and pitfalls of being so basically gridwork, what is it? It's working with the energy lines of the planet. It's the grid of the planet, which is the telluric fields and currents, which are connected with consciousness, and Gaia is the living organism. And so our ancient forefathers and foremothers, the ones who were connected, certainly knew and sought these places out, because actually it's profound for healing, for transformation, but also for fertility and for the growth of the land and crops and animals and healing, right? So it's just like this, why wouldn't you? And so they built things on them like temples and standing stones and dolmens and things like that. And you can go and connect with the currents there and get healing and transformation. Some of them are big portals as well. So I recently went to one and did that. So the perks of that are that you can be upgraded. You can fast track your awakening process and your ascension path by going to these sacred sites and portals and doing the grid work, which is interacting with the currents and the consciousness flow. And maybe you're a key as well, right? So then that's another part of this, is that perhaps your individual sacred geometry of your DNA and your spirit and soul and your consciousness and your frequency is a key code to the grid, right? So that you activate and ground certain energies in. That's my reality. So yeah, get involved. And if you want to, explore that more, come on one of my retreats and trainings on, not online, offline, like in the person, in the physical. Come, and we're going to do that work. We're going to do that thing. We're going to do those things, and we're going to upgrade. So it's super powerful. I can't really overemphasize how powerful it is. It's like beyond all ideas of powerful. Ultimately, it's accessing the infinite power within. What's the pitfalls? There aren't any! Apart from perhaps being out in the cold. if it's winter time. You might get a bit cold if you're meditating in the drizzle by a standing stone or at a temple or at a spring or somewhere like that. But that's the only pitfall I can think of. Not bad, really, considering the power. And then why loving death is answer to flow state living. Okay, So death is life and life is death. So if you can embrace death and really love it, then that opens the door to true, ultimate, optimum life. So embracing and facing death, like the inevitability of death, death is all around us. Death is life, right? But it's like, it's cycle. It's the end of cycle. You've got to have an end before you can have a beginning, right? So, and that's what we see in life. And reality is this cycle and this spiral nature. So the more you can basically die, the more alive you can be. So, the old Sufi saying, I think it was Rumi, which said, die before you die, literally die before you die, right? So it's the ego death in this case. And so everything is symbolic as well. So the more you can basically die to your ego and to the shadow self in the sense of being separate and being more important or being superior to anyone else, that, is everything. It's a game changer. And you actually wake up and you get born, basically. That is your birth, your true birth, the birth of consciousness, the true you, which is the infinite source in this human body, coming at you right now. So, hey, that's it. This is it. It's like die to be alive, to truly be alive and actually truly live. And yeah, I have to say that my deaths, my little deaths and my big deaths have been the most epic game changers for my existence and for my growth. And yes, waking up to truth. It's all about waking up to the infinite love and truth. So this has been the Jody Show. And, sacred purpose activation, if you're down for it, if you're around for it, if you've got time for your life sublime, if you want to be intimate, truly intimate with self and evolve and be in the highest flow possible, then activated in your sacred purpose is essential. It is essential. And guys, it's time to stop lying to ourselves. It's time to stop denying your existence and who you really are and why you're really here. Time to wake up, live from the heart, live from your highest truth, speak your purpose, and be on purpose and activated in your life mission. And so, yes, I'm offering that opportunity to anyone who wants to join this week. And if you can't, no worries. There are other options to do this and to work with me on different levels. So just DM me or just put, #chat and we can have a chat about it. But yes, the Sacred Activation of Purpose workshop is happening this week. Start on Tuesday. Get involved. DM me for a link or just put #interested. And we'll get you set up. And then once you've signed up and registered, then I'll be in touch with you with, so make sure you've got the right Zoom links and everything and that you're in the private dedicated Facebook group for Activate Your Sacred Purpose. And so you're in that community and we're all together and, growing and evolving in this greatness together where we're up leveling and, becoming leaders of impact and living in our highest self and highest source essence from the heart and, basically bringing in the new earth. So that's all from me, guys. You can just go to Jody Dean and JODYDEANE.co/activate. And it's all there. Sending so much love, understand that you're not separate from anything else, that everything is actually oneness, and that is the truth of reality. But we do play this 3D game, and it is a playground, and sometimes it can feel really hard, and we can suffer a lot. And when we remind ourselves of actually the true nature of reality, then it seems to get very much better very quickly. So just something I wanted to share. All right, take care. Love you. Be crazy. Be courageous. Live out loud. See you on the other side.